Right there, I'm doing great. So, what's the problem, Chris? What's the issue? What's the problem? What are we fixing? There's solutions, guys. What's the problem?
Problem is people don't know what we do.
I don't know what we do.
They don't think they need us. Or they think we do something that may be one thing that we do.
Yeah. Yeah. The problem is we do our job better than others. I'm not trying to talk bad about people. That's one of my goals. But I think the problem is people don't know. There's advisors out there who can help you on more than just your portfolio. I still think that's a problem. I think you and I live in this world deep into planning where we assume everybody knows that financial advisors and planners are more than investment management or even just a portfolio allocation. And we live in that echo chamber a lot, that we forget that that isn't reality, when probably, I don't know, the majority of people working with an advisor are only in the investment management bucket.
Yeah.
And where I think that's the biggest issue is on people under the age of 45.
Okay.
Because I think that's where we go into our other areas, that such as like cash flow management. What am I spending? Is a bonus just covering up, or a Band-Aid on poor
Spending habits.
poor spending habits? And hey, that those 2 months where I get that third paycheck and life feels okay and I can manage again. Kind of navigating the ins and outs of money flows, financial planning. How do I hit my short, medium, and long-term goals? So new cars, new house, put my kids in private school, retirement, vacation, travel, those type of goals, tax planning and tax preparation. The government's giving us a free opportunity, an annual checkup on our money situation, and most people aren't looking at that. We do that for people. Investment management. So, I mean, there is a piece to this of how are your assets doing? Are they performing how they need to? Do you have sufficient cash on hand? Do you have too much cash on hand? How do we set things up to hit our goals, short, medium, and long term? Estate planning. The state has a plan for your money and your things if you pass away. Is that what you need? And is that going to be the most efficient to take care of your family in that worst case event? We're going to have that figured out for you. And then insurance. So life, property, casualty. If your only life insurance is your free stuff offered by your company, you're probably grossly underinsured. That's just the free, easiest one. And so people are not saying I work with a financial advisor and then go, oh, I'm getting all 6 of these areas checkmarked. They're getting 1 to 2. And it's investment management and maybe insurance and hopefully not a whole life policy, because that's probably not the right fit. So we have a problem that people don't know what we do. And we do all 6 of those with each and every person. And I think it maximizes, our value is maximized age 45 and under. They don't know the systems, and they are more likely, I think, to get advice at a central point and letting somebody else come alongside and take that off so they can focus on career, family, other important activities for them.
Yeah. I've been thinking about this thing this week. We came across, just with work, a situation where I think typically you'll hear, oh, I need a financial plan. I need a financial plan. I'm in financial trouble. That's not what you're talking about.
No. It's like our
Financial
plans.
triage is a word that I learned this week.
Huh. Yeah. I'd say working with us, kind of the idea is it should protect you against financial trouble. Or you already have a plan for when financial trouble comes, so it's no longer an emotional thing. So yeah, that's a good point. Like financial triage is not our strong suit.
No.
It's leveraging what you're doing well today and setting yourself up for the future with risk management along the way.
What subset of individuals are great candidates for the service we offer, and who get the most value out of what we provide?
Household incomes 200,000 plus. There's enough margin in there to start to set up your life long term or pay down debt if that's a thing and a strategy that's needed. It gives you sufficient margin despite the cost of living around us, meaning housing costs mainly, to make decisions to put your life on the right track. Yeah. And so if somebody's making that amount or more, that's where we have an outsized opportunity to lay the groundwork for a financial future that's aware of the risks they face today. So whether it's, people in sales who are having great commission years or people who just have standard high incomes, setting up the plans for putting that money to purposeful accounts for actions they want it to provide for them or feelings they want out of it, maybe even.
Yeah. So, I forgot where I was going to go.
You're going to financial triage everybody.
No, that's just something I've seen a couple times this year. Maybe a misunderstanding of what financial planning is. Yes, we can come up with a plan to help your situation, but, that is a very tough value add to build a business around and a core service to work on and a core clientele because it's very unique. Obviously we can do it. But it's not what we're seeking out.
No, our expertise is in helping people build and protect wealth.
Yeah.
And that is different than financial triage. And in building and protecting wealth, there will be times where you are triaging a situation, but it starts first with wanting to build wealth and get on a wealth building track or plan. And so the people who have that or maybe have already started that and then have gotten it to a point where, one, their job's gotten demanded more and so they need to offload it because they already know it matters, or two, they've done it and it reached an amount that they're now uncomfortable with it. I mean, that's where we can step in and knock it out of the park.
Yeah. I feel like often in conversations, you and I struggle to communicate the value that the clients can expect to receive when working with us. What are some of the biggest value adds that clients can expect when they engage to work with us in a planning and investment capacity or planning capacity?
I said one this morning in a meeting and I'm trying to remember it. I don't know. It's obviously a struggle with communicating it. I mean, it's how do I think when I do my best job, I make dollars on a page come down and make a difference on the individual's life. So I'm thinking of one couple with how the question was, how do we arrange their excess income, their money system to build up capital to deploy how they want to. And so what that meant for them was a backyard renovation. And, it wasn't about maximizing or seeing dollars go up on accounts, which happened, but about we were able to understand how to set aside the funds to do a project we wanted, and now we get to live in the enjoyment of what we created that fit precisely what we wanted, and gave us a space to enjoy time in and time with each other in. It's easy, I think, to think of like things that we could have helped somebody avoid.
Yeah.
I think, I don't know. I can't think of any right now.
I think you're going to understand your financial, like the flow of all your money. You're going to understand what's coming in, where it's going. And then, a big part of what we do is taxes. Mm-hmm. It's why we got our enrolled agents. It's why we're leaning even further into that, is because a lot of people, especially once you hit that 200 plus income, you see how much you're paying in federal taxes and you're like, gosh, that's a lot of money.
The moment somebody owes for the first time.
Yeah. You're like,
Yeah.
I don't have a refund this year. I have to pay $5,000.
The withholding can't keep up with their incomes anymore.
Yeah. So just having someone track that for you.
Yeah.
I'm not even talking about, yes, we avoid underpayment penalties, but
just being aware of what's
just
happening.
being aware and explaining the rules.
Yeah. I mean, I had a household who both had healthy bonuses. We're worried about the tax implications, being able to run it through, and we are 33% short probably.
Yeah.
Finding that out in the middle of August is much better than finding that out in the middle of March and then trying to figure out where that money is. So now we can come up with a plan on how do we, one, reduce the tax liability, and then two, save for that tax liability. Yeah, and they're going to leave with the understanding of why did it go wrong? Because automatic withholding on things, guess what, isn't always the best, especially with bonuses. What I've come to realize, unless you're making over $1 million through that one company, bonus is probably withheld at 22 or 24. And when two high income earners at two different jobs each get high bonuses, leads to failures in that system.
There's a gap.
It's just being aware of that, being able to project that out and understand that, communicate that down to them. So now, do we still have a tax bill? Yes. But do we know how much we need to save and what are some potential ways to reduce it? Yeah. Now the execution is on them.
Yeah. Yeah.
But knowledge is power.
I mean, I feel knowledge and education.
Yeah.
It's incredibly hard to relay that to a prospect who hasn't signed up. It's easy for us to look back across clients and say like, oh, educating them about this allowed them to not,
Right.
make a decision that had a monetary impact later down the road.
Yeah.
But I'm not good at saying exactly what it was. I mean, your tax one is.
Yeah, and that's a recent one. But it's like there's, of those 6 areas, I'd say we probably work on 4 of them for every client. So we're not doing all 6 for every client. But there's probably 4 out of every 6 that we're doing for a client. And which of those 4, actually I found like which of the piece that I solve is going to resonate with the client. Like I'm probably saying this was the best thing I did for them. And their answer to that, if you ask them the same question, would be different.
Yeah.
And it would be less about a like dollar financial planning outcome and more about a personal feeling and confidence in where they are, where they're headed. So it's like, how do you communicate that feeling somebody we think we're giving to people down to a prospect?
I don't know. Still
that's where the tax is like, hey, I can show it. And guess what? Like I'm not showing hypothetical future returns. Like it's a real dollar amount that's going to be verified in short term with the IRS.
Yeah, I feel like numbers are very easy to communicate value in terms of dollars and cents. And, there is an aspect. Yeah, there is an aspect of working with a financial planner that is the same as if you hire a personal trainer.
Yeah, for sure. I use that example a lot.
Just the accountability that, you have put money down, so it cost you something.
Yeah.
And so you're going to be more engaged. You're not going to miss. You have that accountability of someone else, someone who's more knowledgeable than you. All you got to do is show up, and you don't have to think about what you're going to do.
Yeah, I love the personal trainer example from that standpoint. But even like when you're after you've signed up and as you're starting, like, hey, let's do 10 at this at 10 reps at this weight or this amount of time. And the moment you hit that, what does your personal trainer tell you? Hey, let's add more. Let's either add more weight, add more time, or add more reps. And I feel like that's financial planning. It's sometimes somebody comes to us and we're like, man, there's 9 things I want to change. It's like, how do I break this down? What are the most important? Like efficiency, we're not going 0 to 100. You can't flip a switch, be fully efficient. It doesn't work. It's going to break a system and make you feel uncomfortable. And there's a little bit of uncomfortableness we want to make you feel, but we want to grow that as well. So it's like, hey, what are the 2 biggest things we can knock out in the first 6 months? And now after that, let me keep hitting the dials and pushing you towards what you said you wanted to go, and repeating and reinforcing those goals for you and for me. So we can actually reach them and stay on track, have that accountability.
Yeah.
and grow that financial muscle, that learning around finances.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like we should just keep at it, saying our value. Every day we should come in here and turn on the cameras and say, what's our value add?
What's our value? Our goal?
What's your value add? I answered. Your turn.
I gave you the personal trainer.
What
We're gonna push
what makes
you-
you different
Wow.
than the 35-year-old Ameriprise CFP who's working with somebody whose household income is $220,000?
If you go through the whole process with us, sign up from the beginning, I think the level of detail we bring in terms of understanding a client's situation and then identifying one or two pieces about their situation that we call it alpha, identifying the alpha. What is the thing that you have that is unique to your situation that maybe other people don't have, that financially, if we lean into that, is going to help you build wealth faster than if you didn't. Some of our clients, I think that's stock options. That's a big one. Other clients, that it's as simple as they can both work and not pay for daycare because one of the grandparents does that for them. Well,
Yeah.
That's a lot of money a year that can be deployed elsewhere. Let's figure out the most efficient way to deploy that money to help for their goals. And so I think that's a big one. We're not just gonna invest your money or backdoor an investment lineup,
Backdoor product.
sell your product instead of a process. And so I think that's one. I mean, I don't think that there are a lot of firms out. There are firms like us that exist, detailed planners that care. They're way less common than I'd like for them to be.
Yeah. And I think about those ones. They've all had to. I mean, they all have sat in this. What's the value add? How do we communicate it? They know what the value add is. How do we communicate it? And I've seen a lot of them come up with these fake titles. But because they're trying to figure out how to communicate it. So I've seen like personal CFO or like wealth planner or like family wealth planner, wealth guider. They're so clunky.
Yeah. Well, because I don't like saying I'm a financial advisor. I don't know if you do, but
I say I'm a financial planner and nobody knows what that means.
And
Even
that's
more,
why
which is
we're
even worse.
talking right now about what we're talking about.
Yeah, I tell people I run a couple financial services firms, but even that's not intriguing. That sounds boring. I
mean,
I have to tell people I run a tax practice, an insurance agency, and a wealth management firm. And sneak the wealth management at the end, not even talk about financial planning. I have no idea.
Yeah. I think we are personal financial consultants.
Yeah.
Is the most, if you think of us in terms of a consulting capacity, that I think is the most accurate, why you hire consultants for business.
You made fun of me when I told you I was going to start telling people I was a consultant.
No.
I'm doing it. Come ask me on the street, what do I do? I'm going to tell you I'm a consultant. And if I find another consultant, they're going to ask what I consult, and I'm going to answer personal finance.
It's accurate. It's the most accurate description of our job in a title, I think.
Get the business cards changed.
We
Get
need
the
to
website
do that anyway.
changed. Personal financial
works.
consultant. PFC. I don't know if that's an acronym.
PFS.
What does that stand for?
Personal financial specialist, right?
I don't know what the S stands for.
I think that's what it is.
That's what it is. That's a better.
And it's
one.
CPAs that
Yep.
are only allowed to get that one.
Yep.
So,
Good question.
I think that's what we do.
Personal financial consultants. I like that better, actually.
So, I think if you're If you're someone who pays somebody 1 to 1+%, what should you expect for that fee? Is that just the fee of active management and active asset allocation?
I think if you're paying a financial advisor a portfolio fee, it needs to include cash flow management, tax planning, estate planning, insurance planning, financial planning, and investment management and allocation. I think it includes, benefit reviews if people are still working. Like, how do we balance? Nobody's ever looked at your benefits before. I think that's included in that fee, because so much of that, what are your options available to you, have to go back to building wealth. I've said this before, but like the amount of mid 30s, late 30s that I'm like, do y'all have an HSA option on your health plan? They're like, I have no idea. Why does that matter?
I had that mid 50s.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Making plenty of money, plenty of cash flow. Why aren't we getting money pre-tax into an HSA to grow tax deferred that we could pull out tax-free for health expenses? It's our last, with no income limits on the contributions.
Yeah.
So benefit reviews. Do we have the protections that we need to that cover us, or are we overpaying? Are we underpaying? Like let's figure this out. I think an advisory fee encompasses all 6 of those areas. And in reality, it looks like a meeting at the beginning of the year to do a quick recap of the last year and project out what we're going to do during the current year, and that take care of any tax prep issues, get them ready for tax prep. A benefit review in the fall, if that's when most companies' benefit elections are, but then also like a midsummer to early fall year recap. Is there any final adjustments we need to make because life went better or worse than we planned, or did it stay on course? And then we'll get back and do the big review in the spring. So it's going to be these 3-ish plus meetings on normal years, and taking care of the other things along the way. So, hey, insurance, like we can take care of that easily. Probably doesn't need to be a full-on meeting, and different things like that.
Yeah.
But if you're getting one review a year and paying advisory fee, you're being underserved where you are. You need to find a place that is taking what you're doing there and tying it into every single piece of your financial life, so that you are actually on the right track to build wealth across all facets of your financial world.
Yep. Yep. That's right.
And if you don't have assets, we'll charge you a monthly planning fee.
And do all those things as well.
Based on age. I came up with this one today. My minimum fee I need is based off age.
Okay.
Okay. So if you're 20 to 30 year olds, my minimum fees I need is $2,000. So that's 200,000 of assets ish, or $170, $160 a month. 30 to 40s goes up to about $4,000.
Yeah.
So about $325 a month, or 400,000 of assets. 40 to 50, it goes up to $6,000. That's what I need to see from those people. So 500 a month or 600 in assets, and then that's 40 to 50, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. 50 to 60 or 50 plus, it goes to $12,000 plus.
Nice.
Because you want to balance. You don't want to say my minimum fee is $10,000, $10,000, and then not work with actual wealth builders who are 40 and under, 50 and under. You want to catch them early, because we have a really outsized impact on what we can do there.
Definitely.
And so we have to meet a minimum. We need to meet a minimum. I can't take you on for $100 in an investment account or $100 one-time fee. We have a full-on process that is going to provide at least that much value every single year.
Yeah.
And that value grows as you grow in wealth, and as your time gets less, and as your life gets more complex. That's why that fee stair steps up. Hadn't run that one by you. Came up with it this morning.
Yeah, we can work with that.
Interesting. I've never heard anybody
No.
put it that way, but I want it to be age-based. cut. I didn't say that.
Can't say age.
Complexity based by age. But you see what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah. Yeah. No, I think that's good.
You know, if I had 125-year-olds paying us $200 a month and we were actually growing wealth because they were making 130 grand each, take them all day. Not going to turn those down.
No. Doing real good work there. Creating a meaningful real world impact.
That's the goal.
That's the goal. All right. Let's wrap there. Let's get out of here.
Yeah, to you.
Have ourselves a weekend.